Welcome back to Stories at Work, a series where I've been speaking with leaders and asking them to share their insights, their observation, and their advice, but through the lens of the life experiences they've had. We continue today our conversation with Shiv Shivkumar, the Group Executive President at the Aditya Birla Group. This time, I asked Shiv, what is a piece of advice he would give a youngster just about to start their journey into their first job, and why does he believe in that? And this is what Shiv had to say.
When you are a 21-year-old and you join a company, okay, let's take you joined Hindustan Lever, you joined Amazon, you joined Procter & Gamble, you joined Citibank, etc. Invariably in your first few months and years, you're always comparing and contrasting what one company does vis-a-vis the other. So one company has a pizza lunch on a Thursday, you want that. Some company has a disco on a Friday, you want that. Some company says we'll have an off-site every month, you want that. So my big lesson was, I used to be in Chennai and we used to travel to Vijayawada when I used to be Andhra Pradesh area sales manager. Sometimes we used to travel by train, sometimes by bus, whatever was available. And here were my classmates who had joined banks, and let's call this guy Ravi. He joined one bank, he quit that in 6 months' time, joined another bank with double the salary. Then went to some other company, okay, again increased salary, flying to Dubai, New York, etc., etc. And in the bad circles, wow, look at this guy, he's cracking it kind of a feeling. And here you are taking a bus or a train to somewhere. And then I got back after one of the trips and a bunch of us got together and then we were discussing various things. And then we suddenly realized that this guy called Ravi was close to being out of a job, because he'd put himself out of the market, and by shifting so often, he just lost credibility. Okay, now to me, many times when you are a young, hungry, student or a graduate, you want to travel as quickly as you want. In my book, direction is far more important than distance, and that's a very big lesson in golf. If you go the wrong direction, even if you have 300 yards, you lose 1 or 2 strokes. And I think the same is true with careers, okay? As long as you're very clear that the place you're working in gives you immense learning, the place you're working in has great values, and it has a great brand which you can lean on at a future date, I would say stick with that. This thing of comparing whether that I'm going by bus and train and somebody is flying, etc., don't worry about those kind of things, okay? So stay the course, okay? I've seen a number of careers derailed because of this hurry for distance as opposed to direction. That would be my learning from that.
What a beautiful piece of advice. And I'm sure because he told the story along with the piece of advice, our ability to remember that would be far longer. That's the power of stories. The 3 powers of stories. Stories are easy to understand, stories are easy to remember, and stories are easy to retell. So not only have you understood Shiv's story, it will be memorable, and you can use the same story if you're trying to make the same point, which is that direction is more important than distance, to anyone else.